All right, welcome back. Apologies for being a day late. I was not here at all on Saturday or really Friday night. So I didn't have any time to do this. Didn't want to put it out early because then I'm missing half the stuff that could happen over the weekend. That being said, not much happened over the weekend, but we're doing this. I'll also have a breakdown of FIFA E, hopefully, coming up soon because we found a lot of information about that earlier this week. So without further ado, let's get right into it. G2. I said last week that I would never draw this logo again, and while that does remain to be true because I never erased this, it's probably not going to end up true later. So the deal with G2, the organization, they have officially exited the North American RLCS scene. They made a good long goodbye post where they thanked their current team and then went through all their rosters and thank you for, JNAP Chicago, Rizzo, Cronovi, everyone who's represented the G2 banner in North America. It is really an exiting of North America for this organization, and it was a touching tribute. So that being said, that team has officially been released. We are still expecting the team of Daniel, Beastmode, and Atomic to go to NRG. Achilleas has confirmed that he would be shocked if this doesn't end up going through at this point. So yeah, everything's still on track there. In terms of the G2 organization, they had some news rumored by Achilleas earlier this week that they would be exploring the European market. So not really sustainable to say North America. North America is known for having higher salaries. And while it's got good opportunities for some orgs, like we saw 12 different high profile orgs in North America at the end of last season, which is still shocking that we ended up with that last year. But I mean, Europe has a lot of teams that could very easily make land. One of them being the now confirmed, at least confirmed by Achilleas, Itachi, Oski, and Nass. So Alpha 54, sorry. Vitality's Neo did confirm that they're not keeping him in contract jail. They'll probably try to get something for him, but if they don't, he could also just get released. Still TBD on Alpha, but he's not going to be teaming with Itachi and Oski. It's basically confirmed that Nass will fill in that third slot now, and G2 is currently eyeing them. Last week, I had them under the Ninjas in Pajamas logo. That's still possible, but it wouldn't surprise me to see G2 pick up the squad, and then G2 would be in the European RLCS scene. So if you only follow Rocket League, you probably think that G2 is a North American org. They are a European-based org. They are headquartered in Germany. They had an office in New York or something at one point. And so I think Rocket League was their, project to try to get into North America a bit more. That being said, they've shifted all completely back to Europe, and it looks like Rocket League will be doing the same. So enough about G2. I drew a beautiful Australian flag. I tried. We also have blue text now because I figured I wanted to get a little bit more colorful. It's more fun that way. So OCE rosters. We've had multiple OCE rosters locked. The first one is Amphis, Superlachie, and Kaka. They're currently going under the name NewJeans. For those who aren't aware, NewJeans is like a K-pop band. They did the League of Legends anthem last year, I believe. So in terms of the players, Superlachie, Amphis, Kaka, I think that's a solid squad. You got 2/3 of that Pioneers duo that made it to Swiss Round 5 of Worlds. Don't have Fiberr, who was their really star performer at that land, but still rate Amphis and Superlachie pretty highly. The confusing one in a lot of people's minds is that the power duo of Fiberr and Torsos have picked up Gus. There's a really big meme around OCE talent consolidation and how they just kind of scramble it every single time and no one knows what they're doing. We didn't think the talent was consolidated after last season, and then Power won all 6 regionals, so who the heck knows? But Bananahead out, Gus in, and not only that, Power is allowing the team to explore their options for next season. So that's a little startling because Power has been in OCE for quite a while and has really been the headlining org of that region. And if they're not staying, which we don't really know just yet, that'd be not really great. So yeah, Power allowing that squad to explore their options is not a good sign for orgs in OCE. And then the last team that we would see round out the top 3 of OCE, this has not been confirmed yet. The previous 2 have been confirmed. This one is just rumored based on scrims and really honestly who's left. Bananahead, Fiberr, and Hntr. Shout out to Mythalieon for finding this information. I believe I might have shouted him out before, but he's been going through some of the ball chasing, has found a lot of the OCE scrims that were happening. He correctly saw that Gus was scrimming with Fiberr and Torsos. I don't know if he saw the Amphis Superlachie Kaka one, to be honest, but most importantly, he saw this one, and he's also seen Bananahead, Fiberr, and Hntr. And so, I mean, those being the only real pieces left, that's probably what we'll end up seeing once they announce their squad. No logo for this one because I don't really have an org to draw, but JNaps, Aqua, and Eris are going to be teaming together for the 2025 season. This will see JNaps not retire, which I'm sure is a good sign for a lot of former G2 fans who cheered him on for a long time. Aqua was on NRG last year, got released a couple months ago, and Eris was on Moist, had a really good Open Qualifier 6 performance where they ended up making semifinals. So it's going to be cool to see JNaps with two younger players and hopefully build up that talent, see what they can do. They're going to be coached by Trey, who was the former XSET coach back in the day. I can't remember what he's done more recently, but I do know he was associated with XSET for a while. So they are looking for an organization at this point. Not sure where they're going to end up. Drew two smaller logos here as just kind of brief tidbits about these two. Announced at the beginning of the season, based on Achilleas rumor, that T1 was interested in the RLCS scene. He has now announced that they are no longer interested in the RLCS scene. If we're noticing a trend with the organizations in this esport, please let me know. It is very worrying. Very worrying. At some point, I'll really talk about it, but I know there's more people higher qualified to talk about it than I am. Specifically, Lawler's a good channel to check out for how the org shenanigans always go down. But that being said, yeah, T1 no longer interested in the RLCS, so a lot of people were theorizing they could be picking up a big squad. Looks like they're not really picking up a squad at all as of now. So they came, saw, didn't really like what they saw this offseason. For Space Station, I probably am done drawing their logo because they're official. They're set for 2025. They've officially announced the signing of Snowman. They released a cool little video that apparently starred me for a bit. I got to announce it a little bit. It was a little fun. So I had no idea that was happening. That was pretty fun. But yeah, so they've officially signed the Snowman. Looking forward to them this season. That's why I've got the hockey jersey on. And yeah. And then unfortunately, the last thing I have drawn is a retirement home because we have had quite a few people enter said retirement home. Last week I talked about AJ retiring, which was definitely a surprise, especially considering heading into this offseason, there was no indication that AJ was going to retire. He actually had gotten hand injections to try to reduce sweat. And so it was a bit of a surprise when it's like he's doing this and doing it now so he could time it up for RLCS 2025. And now he's retired. A couple other players that retire this week. This one, not too surprising necessarily. Chaussette, he's been playing for 9 years. He won DreamHack Valencia, where he pioneered the Fennec. The reason that the Fennec became popular is because of Chaussette's performance in DreamHack Valencia. I recommend go watch some highlight reels. For 2019, he was doing some insane stuff. So, solid career from him. Another retirement, and this was also an unexpected retirement, is Arsenal. Arsenal played on Space Station for almost 5 years. Went to Dignitas for a year. Was kind of rumored maybe to be going to Deleted XD, or I guess Deleted Gaming now. And in another surprise, retiring this offseason. He announced at the beginning of the offseason he was exploring his options. So this was not something that was thought about since the beginning of the offseason. He did explore trying to play for the 2025 season, similar to AJ. Both have now retired. So to follow up with that, since a lot of people did think that Arsenal was going to be joining Andy and Gyro on Deleted, Flitz from RLTVcom has put out that the Deleted duo is between Wavy and Zanil. Wavy's been getting a couple other tryouts. I believe he's also one of the shortlist options for the Nolly Kofor duo. So definitely places for Wavy to go. And then the last one is Dying. Dying was a bubble player in Europe, a Spanish player. I thought he was still relatively on the come up. He made the Shift Summer League with Espartaco. He'd made a couple regionals as well. The main reason I bring this up is not a reason that I brought up before, but after listening to Achilles' stream, he talked about some of the rumors, and one of the questions he got asked a lot about was about AJG. And the prevailing rumor was that AJG was going to be going to Europe to team with Dorito and Dying. With Dying retiring, there's no third for that AJG Dorito roster. So at this point, I'm not sure what's happening with either of them. If AJG is still going to end up going to Europe or if he's going to try to get a team back in South America, TBD. But yeah, not the longest career from dying. I think he started playing in 2021, made several regionals, made the Shift Summer League, but decided to call it quits. And that does change the complexion of one of the teams we could see in Europe. So that being said, that's really it for this week. It was a little bit of a shorter week coming up because, I mean, nothing got announced on Sunday that I'll have to report on because today is Sunday and I would have seen it by now. I will hopefully have a video out talking about FIFA E and a little bit about the format, a little bit about the teams. It's also one of the tournaments of all time. So that being said, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys, should be next Sunday. Should be able to get that one back out on time. So thanks for watching.